Hi folks, welcome one last time this week to the 8 Regents tournament. We are going to be watching game 6 between Baratheon and Tyrell, and as you can see here it's actually 4-1 in favor of Tyrell at the moment, and we have mon.snow against Rupert. This is big game, because if Tyrell wins this one, Tyrell is guaranteed to at least tie this match, and both players still undefeated in this tournament so far. So let's join the game. Yeah, you don't have to wait for me. I always start the recording when I see that the game has started, because I don't want that few minutes at the start just waiting for players and then I have to cut it out. Okay, so free folk. Well, played our free folk against big guy Baratheon deck earlier in the week, and it worked like a charm, and now it's up against Tyrell Aloof, so going to need to get some characters in play pretty quickly, and maybe a duped Marjorie or something to absorb everything, and strength boosts to defend military. Okay, starting with Lysa, so one character that you kill is going to hurt you a little bit at least. Too bad that Ygritte is duped. And opening sneak attack. Not my favorite plot, because when you do military and you kill stuff off, your standing character with an intrigue icon then can do a 2-claim intrigue challenge, which is kind of sucks for you. So Moniar is going first here with a very simple game plan. Do a military challenge and raise claim to 3, right? I guess you could have a plan B if it's absolutely impossible to push it through. You could go with a different challenge type, but that's not great. And so far, not too scary. The scary part is when Meg the Mighty also comes in with Last of the Giants or something, and then you suffer 4 claim really. And there is 5 gold, but that could also be used for Rogue Wildling, although since you're only doing one challenge, I don't know about that. Great haul here at the start, which is a good sign. Randall Tarly with some protection and gold. Hopefully there's more characters in hand. Either something little that can die or something that can even beat Ygritte. She has stealth, which is annoying. And if Meg the Mighty comes in, then I don't think anything really is beating him. More econ. He could stay alone though, Randall Tarly, if it's 3-claim military. Because 2 characters killed and he loses the bodyguard, and then you go into marched. Well, there goes Ygritte's stealth. Now it's only 6 strength against 10 on the other side. So what else is coming in? And if military is successful, do you take the bodyguard or do you keep it? He gets marched then, right? So I think you take the bodyguard as claim. Although this guy, he triggers first, so he would take it if he's in the challenge, and he should be. So we see what the 5 gold is for. Would also of course like to take that milk off if he could. Can't take everything. Jaqen Hagar. Well, he has to attack alone. To do his ability, but I think he might be attacking with everyone. He has Intimidate, and it's just strong enough at the moment. Now, is there any strength boost? Defense with former champion. That's going to intimidate Randall though. Unless he is removed by Lysa, but that's a bad idea because he dies. Ah, and there goes the nightmares. Yeah, I didn't want to see that. Now just can't take another card, which would have been so nice, so... Yeah, there he is alone and he's getting intimidated, so that's a really bad round. Free Folk is down to 4 cards and Jaqen is going, unless there's a... No, there's nothing. Can't take him back because the faction card is nulled, so... And if you march, then it's Milked Ygritte. And we go again, right? Yeah, too bad about Lysa. Taking Rattleshirt's Raiders would be pretty nice, then pretty march proof there. We've seen double sneak attack with decks that play one sneak attack, although I don't understand why you wouldn't open with Vanquish the Unbelievers if you're doing that. It's such a better plot with Wildlings. Just call the Wildling trait and can do an additional challenge if the board is still standing. So, we do have marched, and it's against Wardens, with Randall getting marched. That's an interesting decision. Priced for him as well. But okay, let's see. No tree claim this time. And what is the hand like? Crow Killers is the one you want, I think. Gets a Tormund. Printed Intimidate. Can raise some strength as well. And we have Pleasure Barge on the other side. Trying to draw some more cards, some more options. There's one. Obviously nothing bigger, nothing that Aloof could reduce, otherwise that would have been played with Great Hall. And well, what now? To attack with both, because obviously there could be a strength increase, right, for Knight of Flowers. So do you do challenge with Ygritte first, try to get cards out of the hand, raise claim there. They can attack for 7, the plot gives him 5, and yeah. The location exists as well. Any event would help here. Let's not have a hand's judgment. Okay, that should be pretty strong to keep him alive. Basically fizzle Bonier's challenges. And could be a second march, but now you don't really want that much, right? Yeah, heir to the throne would be nice, but just the one lord. Too bad Speed Robin isn't here with him. So do we have another 2-claimer? I'm sure we have, well, Vanquish would be the opening, so has to be long winter, maybe you win or you die. Vanquish. But why play sneak attack first? Can sprint the builder. Okay, so now, if you can defend the military challenge and anything you play will just die because the claim is so high. It's not a good situation at all. So let's hope the hand is good. Yeah, just that bit of strength missing at the start, right? With former champion and Randall Tarley. If they could have defended that first challenge against just 11, I think, on attack, it would be difficult then to start killing things off. You have to consider even a reset if you wanted any hope of that. Harma. She has pillage and can take potentially weapons and items. I think there is an item, one of those, is it Magnan of 10? Is that an item possibly, or a weapon? Okay, and he's going to take Brienne the Blue. Not exactly strong enough to defend everything, because remember, you have to be defending alone. So if Knight of Flowers defends alone, gets +5, that's 8, and his ability is 10, and the location is 11. Well, against these 3, it would kind of work, but then if it doesn't, everything dies, right? And that's a disaster. You could try Ygritte first, get intrigue. Tormund reacts on himself, right? Yeah. So currently these two are not strong enough. Remember, there are 2 high roads, so it's all kinds of stuff we could get. We could get Last of the Giants into Rogue Wildling. Now do you trigger the agenda here if you can't push military? Yeah. Oh, losing 2 lords and a milk on Tormund would be nice. But Sweet Robin is the one that hurts, because you can get him so cheaply and play heir. Could still play heir now though with Orton. And that now means that probably you're not going to kill everything, because you don't have the agenda anymore. Maybe even a half-hearted attempt, or do they both attack? I mean, if then you Knight of Flowers tries to defend alone and you cancel Brienne the Blue. Poof. Okay, he can defend alone now, because even with Brienne the Blue, he still triggers even if it's cancelled. Brienne defends because she has a safer strength even, and this gets her to 15. She gets plus 10 from it, okay. Nightmares is going to stop her standing and gaining gold and putting more strength on the Knight of Flowers. It's a shame. Finding Golden Grow helps stand Great Hall. And may as well look for another Pleasure Barge, I think. If you're low on cards now. Okay, there's no power to steal. She could pillage though. Okay, not going to bother attacking. Yeah, you can still use the location. Not losing the location. Now she pillages. Put one on defense with him and gain renown. And she hits the arbor. That's a slight misplay here, but not super decisive potentially. And very sensibly, Orton does intrigue. Wants to get rid of cards. Just find some more econ. And the Claim Razor. Whoa. Okay, you have these high roads to sacrifice. That's so dangerous. Any more characters in hand or not? Who knows? Now you could play Air and try to get a dupe, although these three characters might be just single copies. Okay, you win or you die, so rolling the dice here, trying to push that strong military one more time to kill most characters off, and resurrecting Lysa. You need probably former champion for Lord Renly's ride, potentially. Now when all the cards are gone, if Tyrell survives, Tyrell probably becomes favorite, but if Free Folk kills everything off, then zero reserve won't matter, and we could be saying game over, so yeah, Hollow Hill doesn't help. Zero reserve, so unless you search for Varys or Last of the Giants into Lysa or something in dominance, will help for the rest of the game though. Okay, I have a salt for the marketplace, that should help a little bit. And now we know there's another marketplace and we know there's Golden Grow, so can stand Great Hall. Even twice with Orton, but nothing is so expensive that Aloof couldn't bring it in. Mace, which triggers Orton, gets that Brienne the Blue back. It's 5 gold left again on a you win or you die turn. That's so worrying. Screams of Rogue Wilding, right? Yeah, can you defend military? Because 3 claim hurts pretty badly here. It's almost enough with just what's in play. The problem is, again, Brienne the Blue is not good for a board like this, where you want to defend with multiple characters. Now the Mace defend, he's not helping military, and would be good to defend this to... is there Water Dancer sword on Ygritte? Does it go on Ygritte? What's the text? I don't think so. So would be good not to lose your cards here, right? Especially the event. Rogue Wilding could stand her, but that doesn't matter. Mace isn't defending military. Actually, Brienne does get that plus 10, right? So she's pretty good with that event. But if you defend alone and it gets cancelled. Okay, and keeping all the cards for next round, even if stuff dies here. Against 0 reserve. I think we might be seeing the crucial part of the game now. Is it going to turn around? Has Rupert survived? Hope he has. To try maybe a power challenge first with Tormund, because that needs to be addressed as well because of his intimidate. There is the Rogue Wildling. That's a lot of strength. How much is it? 16 plus the marketplace. He's getting that. Oh, but doesn't do another challenge. Can't push it through. Well, yeah, she has. She loses stat, but it's 16, right? Against 12 here, and some strength boosts. Brienne starting, she's going to get Brienne the Blue. Or do you save it for rainy days? Could boost her strength by 1. No. Wants all the effects. One thing to note though, there is nothing duped. So Morghulis, okay, leaves you with a milked Ygritte and no cards in hand. But leaves Tyrell with absolutely nothing. Just going to win all the challenges. Now I guess you put the renown guys in. Remember to trigger this on Brienne, because she gains an additional power. Ah, this time remembers, nice. I think attacking military with everything would have put so much pressure here on Rupert to just defend. Couldn't really do these challenges back. Let's take a loop of Ygritte. And you have to click on them. I've tried this before, just hitting done because it's 0 reserve, and thought the game would just do it for me, but it's not that nice. It wants you to select them. Up to 7. There is so much renown that could threaten closing, but okay, we have air against Mad King's command. Now what? Loses Garland. So going into challenges with Renly, Brienne and the Knight of Flowers against 3 wildlings that can raise claim to 2. And I hope Orton can put something in. There should be at least a high tower spy or something, right? And now your recon is kind of wasted. You can do great halls, but what are you marshalling? Because you already kind of have the 3 characters you want to keep. There's no point now playing Marjorie, unless you have a duped one, then you lose Renly. Not brilliant. Well, Dalag finds another card. I wonder if she's going to be kept. And Sweet Sleep on Ygritte. That means she now has stealth again. So more chance of doing successful military. So better get some characters with, or a character I should say, with Orton. Or let's find some dupes. If you had some dupes, for instance, okay, that's going to help. If you had some dupes, let's say a duped Marjorie, would it be worth losing, for instance, the Knight of Flowers, just so you get that? Slows you down a little bit because you lose the renown, but in the long run it helps. Now probably the marketplace will have to go, I suspect. Because you need to keep Redwine Straits and Great Hall. Or do you lose Golden Grow? I guess most stuff has been marshaled. Maybe you lose it. Okay, what can he do? Ah, get the event. That's as good as anything, really. He could even gain gold if... well... better not have a spy in hand. I don't think there is one. But... interesting decision. 5 gold. So he doesn't have a spy that Orton could have put in, I guess. And all the ambush in Tyrell really is spy traded. Pretty much so. Unless, of course, the timing doesn't work out. Because Orton does it immediately and maybe you want to wait. Yeah, Brienne the Blue on, let's say, Ygritte stealths Brienne herself on the Knight of Flowers is just so big as well, so most you can do is to claim, and there is a bodyguard on Renly and you'd have to claim Brienne or Knight of Flowers. Well, Monier is going to gaining prize as well, that sucks. Could have given Mace away actually to avoid prize, right? Maybe that was the thing to do. Let's see if this can be defended. Gets him +5. We know there is a Brienne the Blue. It's going to try this way first. And if it's already enough, and it is. Yeah. I'm afraid the game is going downhill because now Brienne will get the event. She will stand, that means all 3 challenges will be done unopposed. That's 10 Power claim is 11. Brienne has 2 renown. He's 13. Renly has renown is 14 and dominance. So if there's nothing in hand, that's just game over, I think. Ocean Road or High Road into Hand's Judgment or Nightmares or something. Afraid not. Well, when Randall got marched, this game was in the balance, or I should say it was being decided. One more successful push and it was going to be over. But it didn't happen. And okay, she doesn't have the strength boost, does she? So that's going to be missing 1 power. If there's a Morghulis and you play it now, wouldn't have taken the dupe if that was the plan. Could you have a duel or a, I don't know, the Harris? Oh, 14 power, that's so frustrating. Missed the Hollow Hill trigger. Going into coppers, but it's against Mad King's command, and this time Rupert goes first, and that's game over because you're going to attack successfully with these 3 on one of the challenges. Yeah, it's scary to finish on 14 and only 7 of that is on your faction card. We've been there before. Orton, I think there's one Orton, 1 copy of all the little not very little, no, the big small council characters, Mace and Littlefinger and Mattis we saw, right? I just found them to take that event back. Not marshalling anything apart from that pleasure barge. And yeah, these are not going to help because the Mad King's command now has to resolve, so may as well have kept them in hand, but we're just going through the motions here. Can find a challenge where you just challenge type where you just attack with these 3 and they should be big enough, or you could just do it in sequence, even 1 challenge with each, and they're not all going to lose because their strengths are so big, and they all have, well, 2 of them have renown and Brienne has quasi renown with that marketplace. So Rupert is going to stay undefeated. What a great trade for Team Tyrell that was. Yeah, and what do you do here? Because we know we know there's an event, right? Or do they attack and you let it? Yeah, just playing the event now. Even if they defend, the Tormund gets some bonus, but you can't account for the other 2 characters, so yeah. So this has been a great couple of days for Team Tyrell. Honestly, we won all the games, but they were so nerve-wracking, except for, I guess there was one that we won, one that we won really easily, and we had that Free Folk that worked for us. But you see what can happen, right? If Free Folk doesn't kill everything off, this happens, and then it becomes so tough. And Baratheon, with their control potential, if they survive Free Folk, they can always bring it back. But yeah, so the other games he won, the game that Garrett played was virtually lost, and he had the cards to push it through. And the game Radek played, okay, in the end, didn't look that close, but certainly looked tight to me and nervy when I was commentating. So let that be it for this game. There are 4 more remaining after this, and that means 4 match points for Tyrell. Would be nice to get it as soon as possible so that we could then waste one of the bad agendas, but it doesn't get any easier from here because Baratheon has 3 of their very strong players left that we were kind of afraid of. Ivan has been very convincing, plays against Steven. Then Richard Walker, undefeated last year, plays against Geralt. Rios is ridiculously strong, plays against Francisco. And then we have Zach, I believe, right? Who is less known, less tournament entries, but yeah, that's going to be tricky as well against Jamie. It's 1-1 in this tournament so far, so clearly we can't just count on a win there either. So yeah, losing all 4 is a possibility, but I would like to think that we will win one. Unfortunately, they're all scheduled over the weekend, I believe, so I won't be able to see them or record them because I have a tournament to play in person. But I hope that some of the games get recorded. I know Richard has recorded his own games, so that one at least, and maybe someone can step in and record a few of the others, especially if they are decisive. So thank you for joining me, and I guess we'll see you all again next week for round 4 of the 8 Regents of Westeros.